And I am your Godzilla of the Truth in America. It's Friday, TGIF. About 20 minutes, we're out of here. Going to Lafayette, Louisiana. Let's go. Fear the turtle, baby.
Where are you flying through?
Atlanta.
Okay, Delta.
Atlanta. Delta, yeah, Atlanta. Lafayette, two stops. I still haven't rented a car. I totally forgot that and forgot to ask Ann to do it. Fish Friday, don't forget. What the hell's that mean?
It's Fish Friday. It's Lent. McFly.
Oh, well, that's, of course it's Lent, right? That's Fish Friday.
We'll get your Filet-O-Fish. This is when 25% of Filet-O-Fishes are sold by McDonald's.
I eat fish every day almost. Like I'm a fish guy. So it's all good.
You're a pescatarian.
Yes. For Lent, I'm giving up smoking. Oh, I gave that up 50 years ago. I'm giving it up again. Although Larry, remember we were on the bus. We had that one stressful day, right? Yep. So Larry comes in, he buys me a pack of American Spirit. He says, dude, if things go south,
light him up.
I said, I have a lighter. He said, look, I'll give you a lighter, put it in your pocket. If things go, remember we had that one stressful day where I had to make, a personnel move. Larry buys me this thing. He said, dude, you got to get that stress level down. Here, just put these in your pocket. These American Spirit, this is your brand. Just look at them, you'll feel better.
That's right. When I joined the Catholic Church, I was like, this is like 8 years ago or so. I was like 33, I think, when I converted. I gave up caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol for Lent. I was miserable. It's like, well, if you're going to be Mormon, just go Mormon, right?
Exactly. But, so I got to get to this. This iGaming thing, right? Which I hate. Everybody knows. I absolutely hate this bill. It's disgusting. It's so gross. But so it comes up in the House, right? It already passed the Senate, so it comes up in the House.
Right.
And here's my theory: if everybody was just voting their conscience, this would be 75% no. So on the first vote, it goes down 48-45. It goes down. A lot of Democrats voting no because it preys on a lot of their constituencies, which is poor people, African Americans, elderly, kids. Just a horrible bill, right? So it goes down 48-45. Then the Democrats call an emergency conference meeting. They shut the door, go in some room, wherever that is, right? And then they want to, the guy that had the bill, forget his name, Northern Virginia guy, the guy that carried the bill, his name will come to me in a minute. So at the last minute, he votes against his own bill when he sees it's going down in flames. I mean, it's a complete, it just went down
that's a procedure. That's a procedural move because in order to reconsider, if you're going to lose a close vote, you vote against your own bill, so you can make the motion. The only person who can make a motion to reconsider the vote is if you had voted on the prevailing side of the vote. So that was procedural. Did it all the time.
Right. So he votes no.
Right.
So he can bring it back. Right. Then they have a 2-hour emergency meeting. Was it
2 hours? Was it 2 hours?
That's what I heard. It was a 2-hour meeting. John Scott closed doors. Ooh. And so what I heard is that basically Mamie Locke, who's carrying the bill in the Senate, very powerful Democratic senator, right? Mm-hmm. Newport News.
Oh, yeah.
Right? By the way,
Hampton, yeah.
Hampton. By the way, it was Mamie Locke that got me fired from the Tribune Company. Bless her heart. I thank her every time I say it. I said, thank you for getting me fired because I'm better off today than I was. So, I'm always going to send you flowers on Valentine's Day, dear. Thank you.
I like her. She's nice.
It's an honest.
No, she's a nice person. She's addressed my organization's lunch. I like her. I disagree. I mean, look, and I hate when people couch, oh, I like a person, but we disagree. But just say you like the person. I mean, I disagree with myself half the time.
I get no problem with it. I mean, look, nice. we're friends now. But she called Chicago. She called Rahm Emanuel. She got me fired from the Tribune Company. But that's fine because she said, "Hey, look at you now. You're a lot better off than being with that rag." And I'm like, "You're right." So anyway, what I heard is she goes to Scott and she's like, "You tell your conference, I will personally kill every single bill they have if we don't get this. Now, she's the patron in the Senate of this iGaming. I'll kill every one of these damn bills. You ain't getting nothing. I'll kill them all. You guys better go back and vote for this.
Yeah.
So they have a 2-hour meeting, then they go back and they have another vote because Marcus Simon, brings it up. And this time it passes with every single Democrat House vote. No one voted no. So
position. Yep.
Everyone votes for it, right? So now pass the House, different version to pass the Senate. Now it's got to go crossover and get the reconciliation. So here's my theory. You want it?
Go ahead.
I'll give you my theory.
Go ahead.
My theory is that only because 61, 62 Democrats voted for it and they flipped 13, 14 votes in there, that I think when it gets to a reconciliation conference, that it will simply die in conference. They'll say they can't get it together. It'll die in conference. She can't do anything about it. She can't get mad at the guys who voted no. It dies in conference. There'll be 3 people on that committee. And I think the deal was we'll just kill it in conference, and that's the end of it. What do you think?
When you go to a conference committee, for your audience, what happens is for a bill to pass both chambers and go to the governor's desk, they have to be in identical form. And if they're in conflict, you go to a conference committee. This is the way it's supposed to happen in Washington, folks, by the way, which never does. They always have these omnibus crap OLA bills that everyone can just over. Anyway, I'm not going to get there. But it's a single object rule. You have one thing you're doing, and this is internet gaming. I'm going to take a look at this bill a little bit closer and look at the votes, because one of the things that nerds like me do is I remember the days when we were doing these very same things. So they can go back into a conference committee and come up with some form or fashion of a very different bill than originally was defeated by the House. I think it was. I'm looking at the vote now. It did pass 67 votes on the first time. Yeah, it died 46-49, 49 no's. So we'll see what the new. I think they'll probably come up with a new bill to push out and start the process. And I would imagine they'll go to a heavily regulated scheme to have internet gaming. But to the underlying issue, though, John, this is a problem. I think we should be hammering social media use down to the hour for most people, including adults. It's just rewiring brains. It is completely counterproductive in so many circumstances. We're taking it away from kids under 14. It should be 18. I think we should be 18 years of age, and it should be tied to grades or SATs or something, where if you want to have an increased usage on social media and on your phones, period. And look, I'm the worst at it. But you have to. This is such a plague in our society that we've got to address this. It's literally rewiring brains, and we have a significant problem with social media. It's a Trojan horse in my estimation for our culture.
So you agree with me? This iGaming bill is atrocious, right?
Well, I haven't read it, but it's probably something I wouldn't vote for, because we don't need to expand more gaming into people's pockets. It's already bad enough the Virginia lottery's in there, and you can have repetitive automatic deductions from your accounts for the lottery, the state-run lottery. And the only upside for anyone to make this case is to say, well, the state of Virginia makes money on it, so we need to have money for our budgets. Well, that's a horrible way to raise money for your budgetary spending priorities. It's going to unleash so many bad things. There's a guy I follow on Facebook, Michael Francesa. He was with the Colombo crime family before he found God when he was in prison. And he said gambling for us in the mafia, gambling was by far the most addictive sin that they were getting people hooked on. And that's why you see all these people, and we talk about this on Godzilla Wins, your show about gambling, and we talk about bets and responsible gambling. But you look at what's going on in pro leagues now with people throwing games, and it's even down at NAIA level games now, where people are throwing games and committing crimes. It's a very unsavory business. And because it's not like the mafia controlling this, the mafia is now big tech in your pocket. It's the same damn thing. It's just a different mafia, in my estimation.
100%. I'm going to bring in a special caller, Coach Vince Mayako, who's on Godzilla Wins every Saturday. We're going to see him tomorrow, coach of Taft College, now retiring. I think he's going to end up coaching the San Francisco Giants and Tony's going to bring him in the fall when the season's over. But he's with us now. We're going to baseball this afternoon. Coach Vince, great to have you with us.
Great to be here, Sax. How you doing?
Coach, congratulations on your pending retirement. 25 years coaching Taft College in Bakersfield. My hat off to you, sir. I wish you the very best. I don't think you're retiring, but congratulations to you and your family.
Okay, so look, I'm going to turn this. I'm going to turn the remainder of the show over to Saxman and Vince. I got to bug out. I got to catch a plane. Speaking of college baseball, go
nice handoff. I'm going to hand the ball off to you now, Sax. What the hell is that?
Thank you, Sax, because this is like the Saxman show. I will see you guys tomorrow on Godzilla Wins at 9 a.m. Thanks, Chris. Have a nice weekend.
Oh, no problem, John. I'll stay on throughout the entire show. I have nothing else to do with my morning. Damn it, man. Coach Vince, what's going on in Bakersfield, California this morning? It's only 6:45 out there.
Yeah, we're up early, watching a little Olympics and of course, listening to the John Fredericks Radio Network. So, little Virginia game going on, though the Virginia game was a pretty short, pretty small sample size today. But let's talk a little college baseball. We're 2 weeks starting week 2 into the D1 season, and some huge matchups this weekend.
Let's back it up just a little bit. For our audience, Coach Vince is a 25-year veteran coach, college baseball, Taft College in Bakersfield, California. He just got pulled up on the screen there for you. And your brother is one of the voters for the Hall of Fame. We've talked about that. So Coach Vince has tapped into California sports and politics, to a lesser degree politics. But in the state of California, we've got these two leading candidates for the presidential nomination in Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris. What is the view out there of those two people?
Well, it just depends upon whether you're on the right side of center or the left side of center, I guess. But being I'm more conservative, so to speak, the rest of the country has to look at, are these two serious candidates for the 2028 election, presidential election? And I would hope that most of Miss America just looks at that, rolls her eyes, and going, let's go in a different direction. I mean, obviously, the stuff that from a national standpoint, when you see what's going on in California, I think California into itself has 50% of the homeless population in the entire country. I mean, it's just been nothing. Everything the Democratic Party touches in this state turns to rubbish. And I think we saw an example of that with Kamala Harris. Interesting thing, though, we are in the midst of electing a new governor of California this year, and we actually got two fairly conservative people that I think, I'm not saying they are the odds-on favorite to win the governorship of California, but Steve Hilton and Sheriff Chad Blanco of Riverside County. So interesting year in politics here in California.
Well, y'all have this really screwy jungle primary where you could literally have two Republicans finish at the top two for the primary and be the only candidates on the general election ballot, right?
Correct. More times than not, it ends up usually being two Democratic candidates.
But there's Democrats running. They're spoiling their own vote, right?
They are. Really, we only have two conservatives running, so we've got a smaller pool, which if the numbers stay as they are right now, Hilton and Blanco are, according to the polls, 1 and 2 right now.
That's crazy. But you're inland. I was out there in early 23. This is like 3 years ago. And I was in Bakersfield, and I didn't realize that Kern County, which is a large geographical county, it's north and east of Los Angeles, for those of you not looking at maps. Quick little flight over there from LAX to Bakersfield. It's a big city population-wise, but Kern County, the surrounding county, generates more oil and natural gas than the state of Oklahoma.
And there's so much untapped reserves that we have in Kern County with the oil and petroleum Also a huge agricultural area as well too. The southern San Joaquin Valley into itself produces enough food to feed the entire country. So there's a lot of agriculture. Obviously, oil is big business here. Unfortunately, in California, Sacramento has really limited the amount of oil that we can produce here in Kern County and throughout the state. But we still see, even though we're seeing gas prices drop nationally, gas prices haven't dropped that much here in California. We're still paying somewhere between $4.50 and $5 a gallon for gasoline.
Good God. And it's going to get worse because didn't Valero just announce that they're closing one of their refineries?
Yes, they're closing one of the refineries in the Bay Area in Benicia Martinez. So we're losing them. And that's the problem. I mean, yeah, we can produce the oil here. Yeah, but how are we going to create that oil and make that oil gasoline if you don't have the refineries? So that's a real issue as well too.
California could be an absolute paradise, and they're chasing away just about every industry. Now Hollywood is conducting and producing more movies, I think, outside of the United States than inside the United States. Certainly not in Hollywood anymore. The production costs are too high. The union costs are too high. The labor costs are too high. And I saw a movie on Netflix called Death by Lightning, which is about the election of, I think it's James Garfield, which is a really good movie on Netflix. It has a tinge of woke in it, but the overall story of the election of 1880 is fascinating, and the assassination of Garfield is fascinating, but it's made in Hungary. I was just like, why do we have to go to Hungary to make a movie about an American president? It just absolutely boggles my mind. Well, right. It's because the tax system they have in California absolutely screws it up.
Yeah, we've seen a lot. I think Hollywood has taken a lot of their sets to Georgia, Utah, Tennessee. What do those all have in common? Obviously, all red states, right?
Well, they have better tax regimes because Hollywood's in the business of making money, not losing money. So it's hard enough to make money in that business, but nothing is being made in California anymore. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, and this is before you jump into all the AI platforms that can take away the writing features and the production of some of these videos. And so, but point being is, how can we expect Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris to lead this nation, or to present the Democrats as a credible alternative to Republicans? And people, I talk to people on both sides of the aisle, business community all the time, and right now, because the Republicans are in charge of Washington, they're crowding in on Republicans and bitching and moaning. I'm like, what's your alternative here? It's a binary choice. The problem is Democrats are worse for policy wise, and especially in California. Showed Harris and Newsom, if they're leading the Democratic ticket, the Republicans stand a pretty good chance in 28.
The supermajority in Sacramento, and by supermajority, obviously the Democrats that run our state Senate and state assembly, just recently passed a mileage tax where the taxpayers of California, if they drive more than 15,000 miles a year, are severely taxed because of excess mileage they're putting on their cars. Well, Californians drive. I mean, we don't take mass transit. We don't take the subways into the cities. We all drive. And 15,000 miles in the year is not that many miles in California. And we're going to be now severely taxed because of that. So, I mean, I would hope the rest of the country sees it. Why would we, as a country, elect anyone from California?
Well, the record just doesn't say you should get promoted. it's absolutely staggering.
Yeah,
the record number of job losses. California is projected to lose up to 5 congressional districts in the next census, after the next census in 2030, because there's shrinking population.
Yeah, let's hope that. Yeah, shrinking population, and let's not even get into the I think probably you know more about this than I do, Sachs, but I think most states, do they count as constituents the population or registered voters when it comes to the census? Do you know how that works?
It is population only. It's not registered voters. Mm-hmm. It's not citizens. It's population. And this is some of the concerns and some of the arguments that Republicans have been making. Is like, look, the problem with illegal immigrants coming in the country is also the population distribution. And by reducing the population of California, and I think the congressional districts now run about almost 900,000. So if for California to lose 4 to 5 congressional districts after the 2030 census, y'all would have to have lost between 4 and 5 million people, not voters. People.
Right. Yep.
Net loss.
Well, newsflash, I can guarantee you California is going to try to create an exit tax, taxing those people that as California residents leaving the state and moving to other locations. It's happening. I can bet my bottom dollar that's going to happen in the near future.
No, well, they got to make their money up somehow. And look, I think it was 10, 12 years ago, I was saying, look, California's got a problem because all the tax creators, all the tax generators are leaving and the tax users are showing up. There's just going to be an imbalance there.
Right.
And you're just not going to get away.
Yep,
We've got a minute left,
exactly.
Coach Vince from Taft College, JUCO baseball team out in Bakersfield, California. Give us a couple really highlights for college baseball this weekend. Give me about 2 or 3 games real quick.
Yeah, huge series here on the West Coast. TCU playing the number 1 ranked UCLA Bruins. That's a big one. I like this tournament that's going on in Arlington, Texas. You have Michigan, Florida State, Auburn, and Louisville playing at the stadium where the Texas Rangers play. And here's another one just near Austin, Texas, at Round Rock. You got Baylor, Oregon State, Purdue, and Southern Miss playing at the Round Rock Classic. Obviously, your UVA Cavaliers off to a great start. They're 4-0 on the early season. And, of course, John Fredericks heading to Lafayette, Louisiana, where the Maryland Terps play the University of Louisiana Raging Cajuns. So big weekend of college baseball.
Well, it's great to see sports coming back, and we had about 3 days off there after the Super Bowl. I'm watching curling on my split screen here. The exciting win last night for the women's hockey, American women's hockey. That was a tremendous goal to win the gold in overtime. My God, if you haven't seen that, folks, go look it up on their social media sites. That was an extraordinary goal. Coach Vince, I got to go. John left me holding the bag here. I have my own meeting to run now. I got to jump. Have a great weekend. Everyone on the John Fredericks Radio Network. I'm Chris Saxman.